One, two, three.
Nice, that was on time.
That was the
And,
perfect
and in
timing.
this little room, it was like this. It's not even an echo, but this vibrating, this like. It was
Yeah,
a bit.
we have only four walls
Yeah,
for the sound to bounce. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
And it was really fast. So, hi Thomas.
Hi, Boris.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm still existing.
It wasn't resounding yes.
No. I'm trying to avoid all those cliche words, and I tried to use something different this time. But due to the fact that this week was not the most,
A disaster. Was it?
you can put it that way, but in the opposite way.
But this is not the part of the podcast when we talk about bad things. This is part
No,
of the podcast when we
of
talk
course,
about good things.
But if I'm going to tell about the bad things in a good way, they might not sound.
You can make the twist, okay?
Yes, they might sound not that bad, but truth to be told, no, it was okay week.
So what made you smile?
What made me smile? My kid made me smile today.
Good.
Not today, yesterday actually. I had to bring him to his friend. He took his favorite toy with him, Godzilla. And when I picked him up in the evening, he told me that he would he knows what he's going to do at home. And I was like, what are you going to do at home? He handed the Godzilla over to me, so I would hold it in my hands, and I was holding it. And he made this gesture, I'm going to play Minecraft.
Ooh.
That was
He's
so
got
funny.
style.
With a style, yes.
So he plays Minecraft often?
No, he just discovered Minecraft on iPad, and well, he's asking for. He loves arrows and bow.
Is that a? I mean, oh, you mean those objects? I thought it's an application or something.
No. Inside the game, you can pick up.
So he likes the bow and arrow in there.
Yeah, so
okay.
He's a sneaky one.
Okay.
So no melee attacks, nothing. Ranged.
Dude, I mean, it's a way of doing things. And, it's efficient, and you need that kind of stuff. I mean, if there is a team, there's always this RPG, whatever. There's always like this archer and then the mage and whatever. I don't know. So he will be probably that. So
I hope it will take some time for him to discover those things, because I really would like to keep him away from the computer as long as it will be possible. But next year he's going to the school, which means that he will have to have a computer, because they have the whole education based on the computer.
I think we have just found the topic for this.
but
before that,
speaking of which, what made you smile?
So it's a bittersweet situation, because a lot of things made me smile. And I started to list them so I don't forget them. And whilst listing them, I forgot one of them, actually.
Which made you sad.
Which made me sad now.
And now you're just throwing the towel.
I'm just like, basically, this is the end of this. But the ones that I have, okay, so, and maybe I have 3 written down, and there's a 4th one somewhere lurking in my mind. If it comes up, I will say. Okay, so the first one is, I saw a bit of nature in Tallinn. As in, besides the beautiful parks and the trees, and I was driving home, and actually what I was doing, I was listening to our podcast, because I just love to listen to our podcast, really.
Well, we have a big fan.
So what happened was, I was about, let's say, 7 minutes away from home, and one of our episodes had 3 minutes left. So I left, I finished, and then another episode started. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to go straight home, I'm just going to drive around a little bit, and kind of around, in Livsi, and then I go home. And as I was driving around, I went on this not main road, lesser traveled road, and it is now, this beautiful white blanket of snow everywhere, and I saw a rabbit, or I think it's a hare. bigger one, not the little bunny, but a big hare, hopping in the snow, coming out on the road and hopping across the road and disappearing on the other side. To me, it was like this seeing like random animals. It makes me very happy. So that actually made me smile. It was in the evening. It was dark. Only the street lights. But the thing was, then you could see the fur was this winter coat, which is like very thick, and it was beautiful. I don't know. It was something that
So the rabbit just came out from the hare
from
just
left side
came.
to the right side. Yeah,
Yeah,
it just crossed the road.
he
Yeah.
was visiting the shopping mall, bought a
Where's the
new fur
shopping mall?
coat, and now he
That
was
is
just hopping
exactly
back
what I was
home
doing. Yeah,
with the
yeah.
carrot in his hand.
Yeah, exactly. So that made
Tom,
me smile.
sorry. Yes.
Another small thing that made me smile is I finally got around doing some admin of this podcast itself to kind of
Oh
start
yeah,
to
I've
list it
seen
on directories and whatever, and
it was a
creating
spam
Facebook page and all that
whole
shit.
evening.
Yeah. I was like,
You were
yeah.
furious.
I,
You were unstoppable.
I got into this like I don't know spree of like let's just do all of this.
You just trampled everything.
Yeah. I mean, you send the pictures, you send all the stuff, so you do your bit, and I felt I was being lazy, so I did
Well,
that.
you are.
I am. So what this means is soon this podcast will be actually organically, so to say, available in all the channels and all those kind of things. Apple
My
Podcast,
God.
Spotify, all your local podcast player. I mean, by the time, dear listener, you're listening to this, it has already happened, hence you are listening to it. But yeah, that made me smile, that at least some progress there. Then another thing, the last one that I remember so far, we did a little cold water swimming this morning. What this means in this country is you so we are Tallinn and Estonia next to the Baltic Sea. There was a temperature meter. The sea was actually 3 degrees. Outside it was -5. You go there, you walk there on the snow next to the sea. You strip off, you only have your Speedo, and you go into the water.
And the testicles are just.
Testicles are just like, yeah, everything is like changes sizes.
Drastically.
And you go into the water and 30 seconds max,
Have you
whatever.
been screaming like a
No,
little girl?
swearing and a little bit of screaming. But it was cool. It was 3 of us from work, colleagues, and it is actually like a very rejuvenating experience. And you get cold, but not as I thought. I'm gonna get much colder. It's the fingers, and when you come out, especially your fingers and your toes are cold, but your body is not really that bad. I don't know. It was strange. I thought I'm going to be freezing. It is dangerous in the sense that it's dangerous to think that you are not cold. So you are cold. You just kind of don't have the sensation. So you really need to dress up quickly. But it just wasn't as bad as I thought it's going to be. And it was amazing. We did it before work, and you come in fresh and.
Well, do you know, this is a matter of, in a matter of fact, this is a fact that it is easier to catch a heat wave than to be cold.
What do you mean heat wave?
Well, when the sun is,
You mean sunstroke?
yes,
Easy to get sunstroke.
yes, it is easier, way much easier to get
I don't know.
overheated than to
Cold.
what is the hypothermia?
Hypothermia is the breathing stuff, but like maybe it's that, but like yeah, get. I don't know what the
Well,
expression.
anyway,
Get cold.
that's what young parents should actually learn when they start, dealing with their kid, with a little toddler, because this is the quite a big issue that parents are tending to put more clothes, just to keep the little baby warm. But actually, this is wrong. I mean, you don't need to use a lot of layers.
So you don't. Okay, so but there is not sunstroke. It is the. I thought it's the. They talk about sunstroke when you like out without protection. What you mean is like
I'm sorry.
putting too many layers and overheat the body.
Overheat. Sorry,
Oh,
yes,
okay,
I was
okay.
thinking about completely different thing.
So
Yes,
does it happen? Like, but like what? So people overprotect their kids
yes, of course.
in summer, in winter, and then.
In winter, in summer especially, because just a little breathe and that's all. Um, I have a friend. He moved to Norway with his family, and he said, first of all, he's living in some little isle. or something like that, where they have a fish factory. Um, and he said that I brought my kids to the kindergarten, to the local kindergarten, and he was really shocked to see that at the temperature of +10, all kids were wearing t-shirts only. T-shirts,
Yeah.
some
Okay.
simple trousers, nothing fancy. +10 here, you will have a coat, you will have a sweater or whatever. No, nothing like that. And he said that it's quite windy there all the
I
time.
wanted to ask. So it
It
was not
is.
the okay.
So what Norwegians are doing to their kids, they are actually starting to
Prep them or
prep
something.
them. They didn't have the hot meals more often than 2 times a week. The rest of the week they have only cold snacks or something like that. And also he said that if you want so you have a not a tradition, but your kid is sleeping during the daytime.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Those. Yeah. Those.
so
Yeah.
nap time.
Yeah.
If you want kindergarten to take care of the nap, you're bringing the warm clothes and they're sleeping outside.
Huh.
So they're sleeping under the roof but outside.
That is interesting. So and then what? When they grow up, then
I don't
the,
know, but I believe that's how they are training them.
I mean, yeah, I guess it is something that you can. Yeah, probably just. Yeah, so I assume that at the end, like you will dress up, you will put on a jacket and all those kind of stuff. But I guess you are more kind of
You're
durable, and your system doesn't get shocked that
yes.
much later on. And you just, well, I mean, yeah, up in Norway, you're much more exposed to this kind of stuff. So I guess you also get used to like behavioral wise to kind of appreciating the cold and being more careful and being more vigilant because you were always exposed to this cold from the beginning. So it's not a surprise when you have to deal with it. Maybe that's also a purpose.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. That is absolutely
And
true.
but that's interesting because I wonder how far you can go with that to kind of teach your body to endure it because there are some people who like they walk there's a picture of a guy, I think he's in Sweden or whatever, middle of the winter, shorts, t-shirt, whatever, and he just doesn't, to him cold is different, so he doesn't really
Well,
feel it.
that's the thing. Today, you have felt the sensation when the adrenaline has hit really hard you when you poured your pathetic body into the
That's
ocean
yeah,
of misery.
true.
But when you're doing that on the regular basis, you don't get this shock anymore. This is like a normal to you. I mean, you still get some feeling, some emotion.
So you know that it's a typical picture of like in the prisons, the horrible environments, and then like it's cold water shower and all that kind of shit because fuck prisoners and all those things. It's in every movie. Alcatraz, the that prison in San Francisco on that
Yeah.
island. So this is the Atlantic Ocean, and it's not an Atlantic Ocean. It's a Pacific Ocean actually, but it's cold. So the prisoners were actually they were given hot showers, so they don't get used to the cold, in case
If they
when they
would
want to
like
escape.
to escape.
Yeah. So
But
so
there was, I think there was three escapees. They managed. Well, at least it is said that they probably managed.
so yes. So there were not many. I actually I've been there and we went on a tour and they kind of were talking about this and.
Have you escaped?
I have eventually. So I'm, but one
So
of
you are
them.
the
But
fourth one.
I'm the fourth one. But yeah, so they said that they don't. If I understand correctly, they don't know anyone who has escaped, but there were attempts where people weren't found after that. They might have escaped. It's just there's no proof of okay, he escaped and he went somewhere. It's just like he somehow got out, but whether he actually managed to go on shore and whatever. So yeah, they didn't really. They didn't
If
really.
I'm not mistaken, Mythbusters has actually tried to replicate this escape plan. And
So is it a known escape? I don't know much about this story. So there's actually they know how they wanted
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. So,
Okay.
so there are some gathered facts how they did that. It's just first of all, uh, I mean, we're not talking about what has happened in the prison. Let's concentrate on the part when they actually boarded the little.
Like a dingy or like a little boat or whatever.
Well, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was a self-made boat or something like that. So they did a lot of preparation work there. But what Adam said during that series, he said that first of all, it was extremely cold. It was very windy, and if I'm not mistaken, he even felt a stream.
Oh yeah, okay, the current.
Yeah, yeah. So it was very difficult to navigate. Although if you look at least from the top on Google Maps, for instance, on this,
It looks like
it's not that far away. I mean, it's
it's
not in the
not. I mean,
middle
when
of
you
the
see it
ocean.
from the shore, it's like not like a tiny little
Yeah,
building.
yeah.
It is like a
Yeah, so technically, in the
strong swimmer could
normal
swim it.
condition,
Yeah, yeah.
if you are a good swimmer, there is absolutely no problem for you to get to one shore to another. So, but yeah, the cold, the streams, of course, they've been equipped really poorly. But the thing is that nobody have found the bodies.
That's yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
why
That's the thing. No,
there
no,
was a
no
thinking
dead
about.
bodies found. Also, no convicts appearing somewhere. So that's kind of what I also heard. Yeah, but yeah, there's also this this Wim Hof. If you heard about this guy,
Okay, yeah.
have you heard about this guy?
Yes, I've heard about it.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know much, but I will read maybe at some point, like what is the, because I think he says like it's, you can, with the regular cold showers and breathing techniques and whatever, like can actually fight depression, you can enhance your kind of, your body performance and all that. So there are benefits, apparently proven benefits, and not just with his method, but it's just this cold water swimming in general. There will be but I don't know. I don't know if I'll read up on it. Apparently, there's a lot of bullshit around it as well. Whether coming from him or someone else saying nonsense, I don't know. I don't know much about the topic. But what I wanted to say, there is also in next year the winter swimming World Championship or European Championship or some kind of event will be in Tallinn, held in Tallinn. There will also be a community event around that time, which is, I think they want to do like a Guinness record of, is it the most people running, doing cold
Swimming.
water swimming, or
Will
the
it
longest distance or
will it
whatever?
be in the
No,
sea or
it
it
will
will
be.
be in
I
a
think it's
lake?
in a pool. I think it's in a pool. I think it's an outside pool.
Okay.
And I will actually, I want to register. I think you can still. And someone, just one of our other colleagues, she shared an event which I need to check out. But there will be something. Actually, there is something today and tomorrow, which is also this cold water swimming, whatever. So I just want to check it out and see if I can go and yeah, it's just because I even when I go to the gym almost every morning in the working days. This just Reval gym just next to us. As you know, it is a gym and it also has a kind of a sauna and a water, I don't know, spa part. And I do my swimming or do my gymming, and there is that among many saunas and different pools and jets and massage jets or whatever. There is a 15 degrees cold pool, and there is 40 degrees warm pool. I think that is called the
You mean
Japanese
plus
sauna.
15?
Plus 15 and plus 40.
Yes, plus 40. This is it's
That's the
called
Japanese sauna.
Japanese.
The
Yes.
Japanese sauna, yeah. So I actually finished my gym sessions with like going into the cold, 10 seconds or whatever, 10 15 seconds, or sometimes longer. In the past month, I'm not able to stay that long as previously, and then go to the hot water for like 5 to 10 minutes and go back to the cold water. So I have been doing this kind of cold, hot, cold thing almost every day. And I have to say, when I come, and yeah, I do it in the morning before work. And I have to say, like, I really feel good after those sessions. Probably the gym as well, and so the exercise itself and this, but it's just very good.
I just googled because I don't remember. I didn't remember his name. There was an elderly man in late Soviet Union time, so it's somewhere in the 80s. His name was Ivanov Porfiry. What he was famous about is he was walking in shorts all year round.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was a picture of someone in Sweden that
Yeah, yeah,
does the
but
same.
this guy, he actually said that. Well, he unfortunately he died because Soviets tried to put some.
Jacket on him.
No. They kept him in the cell, in the
Oh,
cold cell, and he
well,
said
for
that.
doing like experiments or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever. How is it?
and he said that this is different type of cold.
Ah,
So when you are outside in the wilderness, this is one type of cold. When you are in the cell in the concrete
cold concrete, whatever. It could be different. Yeah.
environment, this is completely different. This has nothing to do with the real cold.
Okay.
It's quite interesting. And yeah, he was quite old when he died, and he died in the cell. But that's why I'm saying that actually, even if you will take away this funny part, but logically wise, when you are buying a meat and you place it into the fridge, it will stay fresh longer than if you will keep it. I don't know.
Oh yeah. That's
So
the
most
more
probably
preservation
we
methods.
we are pieces of meat,
Yeah.
and it might be that the cold actually is helping us to cope,
Yeah,
to
could
maintain
be.
ourselves in the good health.
Could be, but obviously the meat that you put in the fridge is not a meat that is alive, and for our body, you need to have this 37 degrees, 36, 37 degrees to function. If you go under it, it is bad. But actually, that's something I wanted to touch upon. But before that, just on the sensation of cold. So we have had now last 3 4 weeks basically under zero. 1 or 2 days maybe
Yeah,
one, but
yeah.
it was pretty much under zero. And what was interesting is sometimes it's windy, sometimes it's not windy, and all that kind of stuff. But what was interesting, there was one day when it was cold, -2, -3, -4, whatever. So nominally it was cold. That was the weather, that was the temperature. But it was warm. It felt warm. So I parked the car, and our parking is like, I don't know, like 400 meters from office, so it's a walk. And I got out of the car, and I didn't put on my jacket because I was like happy that, oh, this is actually warm. I can walk without my jacket. So it's interesting that, as that guy said, in the cell it's a different kind of cold. Here as well, I actually have no idea why it felt warm. Okay, the sun was also out. Not it was in the morning, so not like noon sun coming from the top, but it just felt warm. So that was
But yeah, that's the thing. If you will compare +10 in autumn and +10 in spring,
that's the thing. That is another. Yeah. I have
these
no
are
idea
completely
what is
two
the
different
explanation.
temperatures.
Yeah. I
Plus
don't know the
10 in spring,
mechanism.
you're like ready to
Yes.
rip off the
Yes.
clothes away and just rush into the physical relationship.
Yeah. So what could be interesting? What could I don't know, but it's one thing. The temperature of the air, it is one thing, and it can change fairly quickly with as the sun comes or sun goes or wind or not wind. But let's say as you go into the autumn and the winter, the actual earth also, the crust, the
Yeah, of
ground
course.
also kind of, and I don't know if like the combination of the two gives a different sensation somehow. I'm really just like making this up. I have no idea, but yeah, it is interesting because that's also something I sometimes think about how 10 degrees can be so different depending on.
Maybe this also depends on the sun, on the crust. You are absolutely correct here, but could it be that Well, let's say that people are waiting for spring because this is a beginning.
Of the new life and whatever. That's why I love. That's
Yeah,
my favorite
and
season because of that.
autumn is like the end of the life of
Physiologically,
this.
your body could actually be preparing, and
Yes,
some
and you are feeling this sensation. Oh, finally, +10 after all this
well, I, I,
nights of
I, I
cold.
I know what you mean. It's. I don't think it's just coming from happiness, but it could be that like you're. I mean, we are awake 12 months a year,
Yeah,
but the bear goes into hibernating sleep and comes out. So there is a body preparing for the winter and the body
covering
coming
his
out from the
butt
winter, and
with dirt,
obviously, huh?
covering his butt with dirt.
Covering his butt in the dirt. But so obviously for the bear, it goes into the extreme. He goes and sleeps, and his metabolism slows down. But maybe there is a cycle for humans as well, where like I don't know, something is different. Like the furry animals, dogs and whatever, they develop a winter coat. So there might be more than just like, yes, oh, I'm so happy that the spring is here, and then oh, when it's autumn, I'm so sad that it's coming cold. Probably there are some deeper physiological kind of cycles that might be happening. But again, what the fuck do we know, right?
No, of course,
But
we are just two idiot amateurs trying to reinvent the
unfortunately,
bicycle,
but I think that's the
where we could just
the
open Wikipedia and read all this shit out.
yeah, maybe that's what we are doing. They don't know.
No.
But the other thing I wanted to say, it's also something that I find it fascinating and think about it sometimes is so endurance of pain.
Okay.
Um, and I'll hopefully make it clear how this whole thing ties to this. So at the end of the day, what happens with the body when you feel pain or you feel cold and all those kind of things, there are nerve endings, on your skin, on your whatever, to pick up the environment, and then those will bring some signals. They will create some signals, and it goes to your brain, and your brain will like react, and it will tell you to, put on clothes. It will start shivering your skin, actually tightens your skin, your hair stands up, and all those kind of things.
And testicles becoming
Testicles becoming, yeah,
small.
yeah. I see you're very obsessed with the testicles. That's very good.
It's very
That's
important.
very
It's
important.
very important.
And
If you're a man, if you're a
if
woman,
you're on,
it's a bit
well,
different.
it depends on where you are in your journey, if you started that journey. But yeah, so what I want to say is, so there is a and obviously, like, okay, I feel cold, I need to put on clothes, or I put my hand close to the fire, it's getting hot, I don't know, need to go away. But those are just reactions and warnings from your brain to your body. Hey, actually, by the way, this is getting cold. You should put some clothes on. But you can you
You
can
should
you
put
can.
clothes on. I mean,
No, what I'm saying
by
is
the nature, we don't need a
no,
clothes.
no. Then don't get hung up on I said clothes. You need to do something about your situation because this is not cold.
Yeah, you have to find a shelter or something like
You
that.
have to find a shelter or
But
something.
have you actually? Yeah, sure, sure, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's still a long thing that I want to
Okay.
say. So it tells you to do that because if not, then you're gonna get into trouble. But actually, this is how I picture it. There is some tolerance uh, before it actually becomes damaging. So yes, it says you have to go and put some clothes on or find a shelter, but a lot of this thing happens in your mind that actually I can still stay longer. I just want to stay longer. I'm ignoring these signals for a while until they become very dangerous, and hopefully you will know when the boundary is. But that's how you can endure. Probably that's how you can endure pain. That's how you can endure stay longer in the cold water because yes, your mind is telling these things to okay, you need to do something, but you can kind of be in control and you can push it out a little bit. And with these guys, this it's interesting that this Russian guy and then this Swedish guy. So some of it is your brain and ignoring your signals maybe, but at some point it can be physically damaging because your cells, your body is made out of water, 70% or whatever. No matter how much you think you can fucking endure these things and how strong of signals you are given, you will freeze if it goes. I don't know, not freeze, but it will be damaging to your actual body if those things happen. So you can't really ignore these signals for too long. And just the last thing, there is a it's not a mental sickness. But it's kind of a abnormality where some people don't feel pain.
Yes,
And
it
it's very
is.
dangerous because
It
you
is
think, oh,
very
it's so
dangerous.
cool. But like the thing is, again, pain is there to give you a signal that you need to do something. And if you don't feel pain, and let's say you stay in the cold for
You
too
know
long,
that
you
they
don't
are
know, and you're
controlling
fucking
themselves in the mornings, during the daytime. They just visually
yeah, exactly. Because
control if they
so
have some cuts or
yeah.
something because they don't feel it. Yeah,
And that's the thing, and they kind of miss this basically, as far as I understand, they miss this mechanism that there's a nerve, and then there's a communication goes to your brain. So they just don't know. But the thing is, the world around you is still cold. So it's interesting that these people, this Russian guy and this Swedish guy, they can roam around in shorts and t-shirts and don't actually get damaging to their body. So it's just an interesting thing how this fucking works.
I don't know if you have felt it before, but I have experienced that if I'm somewhere in the cold environment outside, I mean, it doesn't matter where, I'm
Hmm.
cold, and some time pass, and I start to feel warm, although
Yeah.
nothing has changed. I haven't put extra clothes on. I haven't consumed tea, coffee, or alcohol or anything. So kind of make me feel warmer. But you start to feel it's okay. It's okay. Now I'm getting warmer. Now I'm getting warmer. I can cope with and I can live with this amount of frost on my hands,
Hmm.
something like that. But at the same time, you pointed out really beautifully that yes, we are made out of water, and could it be that our kind of this nerve endings are become numb?
It, actually, maybe they get confused. That's one
Yes.
thing. The other thing could be, and I'm just really just thinking about this now, as you said, your body might try to like, hey, actually send blood there, send whatever there to try to do something, and you kind of get the, send hot liquid, which is your blood, to kind of carry this thing, to try to do the last thing that I can to kind of warm it up. I don't know, but I actually have a story when my ear froze. Um, as and to a point that I didn't feel it.
I can still see it.
Yeah, it's like it's the shape of that's my headset. That's my big. But literally, and I think I can remember that there was a bit of a warm, and then after that, we were walking home. I was like a teenager, and we were like walking home. It was a 5 kilometer walk in the winter, and back then, 25 years ago in Hungary, the winters were also much colder than they are now, colder as here. And we were walking, and for some reason I didn't have a hat. And I remember going through this thing. It's cold, cold. It's painful, and then it's a little bit warm, and then it goes away. And we're like, oh, cool. I'm a Superman. I'm actually. And I went home, and it was fucking red because basically what happened by that time it frozen enough. And at that
So
point, probably the nerves were
you've
numb.
been frostbitten.
I was frostbitten, and then basically, and my mom saw me like, "Are you stupid?" and whatever idiot, and I was, and then it,
You're still.
and then still, and I went and like pour water, like not hot
Oh,
water, but like
oh,
it was
oh,
fucking painful, and then the next day,
oh.
it
It was
fucking
probably blue.
twice the
Oh,
size, but it
yeah,
was
yeah.
red, twice the size of fucking
Oh,
hell.
shit, yeah,
So
yeah.
it was not good. But to end this on a good note, I think freezing to death is probably one of the better ways to die.
Yeah, because you are
You
relaxed.
don't feel, yeah, you
Yeah.
realize you kind of get into this.
I think you are getting in some sort of trance.
Yeah, there is a period where it's like the freezing,
Yeah.
but I think eventually you.
Probably this is the, yeah, probably. My father, he was from Siberia.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
shit.
And Irkutsk. That's, do you know, probably you heard the name Lake Baikal?
Yeah, Baikal. Yeah,
Baikal, yes.
Baikal. Yeah.
So he was from Irkutsk, which is some kilometers away from Baikal.
So he was
And
doing also winter swimming, right? Minus like.
yeah, yeah. But he told me that it was very dangerous to be outside not prepared
Mm.
in the wintertime because the cold in Siberia, in that region, is completely different from Estonian
It
cold, for
probably
instance.
literally goes to the bone almost.
The thing is that, first of all, the temperature felt below 40,
Yeah.
so it was crazy. But you do not feel the cold.
Mm.
You do not feel the cold because the air is absolutely dry. Here we have a huge humidity.
Yeah, it can transmit the.
Yeah, and there you don't feel, you feel okay.
Uh-huh.
But he said that you had to cover everything. So literally, your cheeks, your forehead, everything has to be covered. Not to talk about
Your
fingers,
fingers and all that,
because to get frostbitten and actually lose arm, limb,
It can
whatever.
happen in 5 minutes, right?
Exactly. So that's why you have to be really, really, really extremely prepared, and you have to understand what you're doing outside and why you're going outside.
Yeah, I even read somewhere or saw somewhere that like people don't turn off their cars. Maybe with modern cars it's
Yes,
different.
they do. Oymyakon, this is the coldest place on Earth where people do
Yeah.
live, and the temperature is falling below 60, somewhere close to 70. It's quite crazy. And yes, people do not turn on.
There's no way to turn it off.
No,
or on off, sorry,
absolutely, because
basically.
the diesel which they're using will freeze to death right away.
It's so weird how extreme in what extreme situations some people live actually.
Yeah.
And we are still as humans as a species, and life itself can actually survive in these extreme
Human
conditions.
being is a sneaky bastard, I would tell you. We are like a cockroaches. We tend to survive. Our main goal is to survive.
Everyone's main goal, life is the main goal.
Yeah.
But I agree. But
Yeah. So because for me it would be a disaster in my life if I would have to live in such a below temperature. It's kind of.
I want to experience it, to be honest. I would like to go on a tour or whatever, but
I don't know. Of course they do that, but it's really crazy. It's really crazy. I've seen a documentary about it, and people leave. They reproduce there.
that's the thing. It is now just this surviving, procreating, and that's it. There's no funny life. There's no nothing. It's just like you die because that's what life does. But sorry, you live because that's what life does. But
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, I'm having this fun, I'm having that fun, going somewhere in the afternoon, whatever. No, you
Metallica haven't been playing there. Tool haven't been playing in Oymyakon because it's very.
It's very good that you mentioned Tool because it hasn't been mentioned in this episode. So I'm glad that it hasn't. Jeez, and I still don't remember the fourth thing that made me smile. But one thing that I want to do is it might not be as cold, but I want to go up in Norway or any other country that has north enough where in the winter it's dark 24/7. Just want to experience that.
Okay, yeah, I think
I'm sure it's going to be cold there as well.
you can go to the northern part of Finland, somewhere behind the northern circle, and there you can easily get.
Yeah, I just want to see what will I get crazy or not crazy, but like.
Well,
will it hard? It will be hard.
It will be weird. Remember the first time when you experienced those how you call it, the
Aurora Borealis or what?
light nights?
Aurora Borealis?
No. In the midsummer
Yeah,
time.
oh the.
Oh, come on. When the nights are light.
White night.
White nights, yes, white nights, exactly. So when you experience that first time, it's really weird because Estonia, Latvia, Finland, these are the areas where this is actually happening when you have the white nights.
In Sweden as well, right?
Yeah, well, in this
that kind of
Scandinavia
band
or
of,
the Baltic region. Because if you go to Germany or even to Poland, this has never happened to me. It was quite strange for me when I first came to Turkey, and it was around, I don't remember, was it 6, 7, and it became night instantly. Because here we have like, from 2 to 7, we're going to have a long way down with our sun.
And see, that is also like when during that time of the year, you are not even that sleepy. In fact, you almost battle to sleep, some people, and like you are up much longer. You find yourself, it's 11 and still full of energy and do something. Same as when, and it could be related to the same thing that we were talking about earlier, where when it comes to autumn, the tan calls feels colder because your body's internal system is somehow kind of adjusting itself to what is to come. I don't know, but those white nights, I also those things I like very much.
White nights. A lot of sex is happening during the white nights.
Not for me. I don't know what you're talking about.
But this is a topic for another podcast.
It is a topic for another podcast. I still don't remember the fourth one, but I will remember them next
Well,
week.
then we'll see
It will
what.
make me fine next week when I know what this is.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. We will see if you will remember what made you smile this week. That one missing bullet point, which is still empty in your notebook.
Maybe it's just one missing bullet.
Okay, but we'll see next
So
week.
we'll see. Boris,
Thank you.
it's
It
been
was
a
a
pleasure.
pleasure.
Cool.
Cheers.
Bye.